The rainfall over these past few days is a timely reminder that we must always be prepared for natural disasters. Periodically check your roof for leaks, store drinking water in a safe area, and have a first aid kit at hand. Hi, I'm Sandra Clark. Those are a few of the tips we want to share as we wish you and yours warm, dry days ahead. Stay tuned. We have lots in store for you on Jamaica Magazine.
Hurricanes can strike at any time. In the event of one, be prepared to act quickly. If a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, review your home disaster response plan. Map out likely routes to evacuate if your home is at risk and confirm with relatives or friends you plan to stay with. Also, confirm the location of the nearest shelter. Check your emergency supplies and restock if necessary. Remember, disasters do happen, so be prepared.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, May 8. The flash flood warning issued for the island has been downgraded to a flash flood watch for all parishes. However, the Met Service says weather conditions remain unstable even though there has been a reduction in rainfall activity. The Met Office also warns that flooding is still possible with a forecast of lingering showers and isolated thunderstorms for tonight. A small craft warning remains in effect for inshore and offshore areas of the north and south coast due to strong winds and rough seas. And the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, OPM, says 6 persons are being housed at the Eldon Washington Early Childhood Institution in Westmoreland, which is being used as a shelter. Speaking with JIS News, Parish Disaster Coordinator Hilma Tate says with flood waters subsiding in the area, persons may be able to return home today.
It depends on the level of water where the persons are. I think I understand water is receding in McNeil land, but water is still probably knee-high or so in some sections. So there's still a lot of water. And in relation to Bay Road, they would have had a lot of water on their property also. So we hope that with the rains not falling, persons will be able to return to their homes.
Ms. Tate says other shelters that were opened in the parish have been closed. Meanwhile, the National Works Agency NWA has been responding to landslides, blocked drains and fallen trees in several areas, including Westmoreland, St. Andrew, Clarendon, Hanover, St. Thomas and St. Anne. Residents are advised to be cautious when traveling through sections of these parishes. And as the country continues to experience rainfall, the Overseas Examination Commission, OEC, is advising candidates sitting external examinations to make every effort to reach their assigned center as early as possible. In a release, the Commission said if candidates are experiencing difficulty in doing so, they should go to the nearest center to sit their exam. The OEC also advised candidates against putting their lives at risk to reach their center. For further information, persons may call the OEC at 876-618-3721 or 876-929-1571. In other news, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says additional security and counseling teams have been deployed to the Savannah Lamar Hospital to provide support to the staff. The Westmoreland-based hospital came under pressure recently with an increase in the number of trauma cases. This was due to a gang feud in which 15 persons were shot, 7 fatally, including 2 children. Minister Tufton met with the staff last week and promised to provide additional support where necessary.
It's a difficult situation. Many people don't understand the challenges that public health workers go through when these situations occur. The police force included, who provide security services, when these things occur. And we really need to redouble our efforts to try and avoid them from taking place.
And to reduce the pressure at major hospitals, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says greater emphasis will be placed on the Adopt a Clinic initiative this year. Minister Tufton says the aim is to improve the facilities to restore confidence in health centers as a reliable option for health care. Dr. Tufton was speaking at the opening of a new addition to the Portsea Health Centre in St. Elizabeth.
We're going to have to do more to establish our local community clinics as a credible option for health and wellness advice and support to the communities that they serve. Because when we do that, we are going to see a shift, a greater dependence on prevention, less dependence on curative.
Minister Tufton says over 50 persons from the diaspora and private sector companies have expressed a willingness to adopt and improve the services at health centers. The Type 2 facility sees over 300 patients monthly, offering services ranging from curative, immunization, disease control, nutrition monitoring, maternal and child health, and health promotion. And finally, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says live streaming of select criminal and civil court cases to the public is being contemplated. Minister Chuck says this is in a bid to make the judicial system more transparent while enhancing its accountability. The Justice Minister says he's in discussions with Chief Justice Brian Sykes for further consideration of the move.
That is a part of the accountability that must exist in the courts, that they function efficiently and the people can see how justice not only is being examined and accessed, but is being delivered.
Minister Chuck was speaking at Friday's opening of the Port Maria Justice Center in St. Mary. He says when live streaming is in effect, persons will be able to log on to the designated website to gain access to the proceedings. Minister Chuck says plans are in train to equip justice centers with free Wi-Fi to provide access to the ministry's website and the different services being offered. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.
No, son. A verb is an action word.
Parents need to become more involved in their children's education.
Parents are the first and in many cases the most important teachers.
Read with your children. Review their schoolwork. Visit their school.
Tapping and rapping and slapping, I said.
Nice! High five! Woo!
A good education will never decay.
Education Minister Ruel Reid comes up next with a very important message. Take a look.
As Jamaica joins the global community in observing Education Week 2018, I salute and pay tribute to the members of this noble profession in Jamaica and throughout the world for their outstanding and invaluable contribution to molding minds and educating people to fully achieve their development potential. Our aim at the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information is to mobilize support for educators and to ensure that the educational needs of our future generations will continue to be met by teachers. Teachers, along with the home and church, are one of the first avenues through which knowledge is introduced. They foster the foundation upon which hidden talents and abilities are awakened. The information imparted will influence decisions that can positively or negatively impact the society. In welcoming the observance of Education Week, May 6 to 12, 2018, being recognized under the theme, Promoting the Teaching Profession, a beacon of hope and inspiration to our nation. Let me assure Jamaicans of this administration's continued support for our teachers who continue to build the nation through their resilience, creativity, commitment, tremendous work, and untiring service. I thank all our educators for the active partnership they have maintained as key stakeholders for Jamaica's development. May God continue to bless the Jamaica Teachers Association and all of our educators. I am confident that through this very special Education Week, we will continue to develop creative and constructive means of realizing our objectives together. My very best wishes to the JTA and every success for the week of activities.
I find out that this program is a very good program because the purpose of this program is to target inner city youths that drop out of school, never get to make much of themselves. So this is like a second chance.
It's a good look and they need to try it. They need to try it because that is the way right now I'm seeing through life. Because going to angle gun the other way, it now make no sense. You're gonna die.
What I'd have to say to the younger folks like me in the inner city, I will tell them that youngsters are dead end, and right now them for leg off of the negative energy and try to make something of themselves, try apply themselves as a better man in society, so them can be able to provide for them youths and them family without have to do anything illegal or police have to look for them or nothing like that.
The Citizen Security and Justice Program, CSJP, an initiative of the Ministry of National Security, empowering unattached youth in volatile communities while promoting peace-building initiatives.
Quite often, the youth are denied employment because of, you guessed it, no experience. Doors closed in their faces as that part of the resume is inadequate. The Citizen Security and Justice Program is working hard to help those youth who want employment but need some experience and even on-the-job training. Watch this.
Fly like eagles, soar like dove. They don't know.
I am Charmaine Doyle-Clark and I am a records clerk.
Daniel Flaneur and I am a training assistant.
Serena Brown and I am a maintenance technician.
I am Pierce Amos and I'm a financial transaction processor.
Men and women who have been changed through the Citizen Security and Justice Program CSJP, which uses a multi-sectoral approach to crime fighting. The program, which began in 2001 under the Ministry of National Security, has made job skills and entrepreneurship training more accessible for at-risk youth through their labor market attachment and employability program.
I remember was the soul of my cold. We had a one-room shack and the living was low.
Regular corporate Jamaica might not be so willing to embrace our youngsters because of certain negative stigmas that are attached to them. However, what the CSJP does, we take them through a suite of positive engagements, trainings, internships to get them ready for the workforce. Since 2010, over 18,000 youngsters have benefited from this component, whether it be from vocational skills training, employment internships, job placements, even tuition support.
These four are among the many who have benefited tremendously from the Employment Internship Program, EIP.
A lot of these persons were unemployable. They didn't have the necessary communication skills. For example, how they answered the telephone was inappropriate. The dressing was also inappropriate. A lot of them were shy and afraid to come out and speak openly. And I realized after the exposure, be it through the workshops or the internship program, they became more confident in going out there and meeting people and doing their job.
Well, I received training in secretarial management, and also this so far it has helped me to become more dependable, more organized, more focused, and it also helped me to, further my education to be a better worker in the Ministry of National Security.
I would like to say to CSJP, thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity of becoming a young man that I never was 2 years ago, and learning how to become a man, learning how to accept society as it is, and helping me to understand what the work world feels like.
Yeah, I'm very, very grateful and thankful for the CSJP program, because if it wasn't for this, if it wasn't for it, I don't think I would be able to be in a setting like this.
Some of the things that he has done, like for example, as a training section, we deal with all training for the staff at Staten, and one part of that is overseas training. And so we have a lot of forms to fill out, but he has also looked at forms that we have had and have come to me with ideas, and he have changed the form and upgraded the form. I did not ask him to do that. We couldn't ask a better worker.
You have the skill, but you don't have any experience. So coming here as an intern, working for about 8 months was great because I've learned to do every single thing. And I attached myself, I was attached to each tradesman, and that's how I began to learn all the different trade areas. here at the British High Commission.
Working with Serene is very interesting because Serene don't just do electrical here. Serene is on everything. So if painting is going on, Serene is on painting. Carpenter work is going on, is on carpentry. And if I should go back to choosing an institution, I'd probably look for CSJP to put me on that path.
Youths who don't have a job, youths who may have a skill but are unemployed, CSJP is that organization that seek out to reach out to that individual, helping them to know that, hey, I can allow you to get some amount of apprenticeship. I don't think I could have done it without God and CSJP.
We found that youngsters who have benefited from our program have been also appreciative of what the CSJP has done for them. Many of them have said that CSJP has literally saved their lives. So we know that what we have at the CSJP is quite a robust, quite a comprehensive and a transformational program.
For more information on the work of the Citizen Security and Justice Program, call 906-9644, 786-0338-9 or 979-2597. You may also visit their website at csjp.gov.jm or follow them on Facebook and Twitter.
Success is my destination.
The Citizen Security and Justice Program, transforming lives through social intervention.
I stay in it to win it, never quit it cause I'm focused. Every opportunity I get, I never waste cause I'm a champion, I'm a fighter.
The Jamaica Information Service, JIS, your #1 source of government information. Tell your friends and keep watching.
More life.
More memories.
More moments.
Jamaica Moves is a call to action to prevent non-communicable diseases. Get active, eat healthy. You can protect yourself from high blood pressure, obesity, asthma, certain cancer diseases, and more. Ever heard it said your current situation doesn't determine your future? Well, the simple message is, do not adapt to the negative that may now engulf your life. With determination and hard work, you can triumph over the setbacks. Don't take my word for it. Here's a perfect example of someone who has done just that.
Well, Tamika, thank you for taking the time to talk with us. It's our responsibility to celebrate women who have done exceptionally well in their fields of specialization. And we just want to find out a little bit more about your story and how did you get started in the profession?
It has started when I got blind, 11 years ago. I got blind from a wrong medication while I was studying nursing.
Did you feel angry at any point when you discovered that you would not have been able to see again?
Angry?
Yes.
When I was just getting blind, because I went blind within 19 days. And I remember they had to strap me to a bed because I was trying to run out of the hospital, saying, I don't want to be blind, I don't want to be blind. At the time, persons thought that blindness is the end of the world. But I was already a mother. And for me to just take this like this and take it lightly, it wasn't my thing because I'm a fighter. I got myself rehabilitated, learning how to use a computer again without sight.
Right.
Within 3 months, I learned that at Society for the Blind. I learned how to use my cane. I was already a student at heart before as a chef.
Yes.
So there was my next resort to call them up and say that I'm blind. And I need them now to tell me of a profession that suits me. And they told me about massage. So when I heard that I can now be a massage therapist, I was elated.
So the transition between nursing and becoming a massage therapist, how did you make that kind of transition and how did you feel about making the transition?
Well, it was great expectations because then I'd have to have subjects. First, I have to have 3 CXEs. That's what they require. So I went ahead and I did CXEs, 7 of them.
Absolutely.
In which I got 1s and 2.
Yes.
And then I started the massage course. It was 2 years. It was very challenging because we have to get reader writers, because now I cannot read for myself. But from the day I started practical, wow.
That was the life-changing moment for you.
Yes, I know now that I can now use my hands and at my sight. Everything just came to me natural.
Yes.
It's like this was my destiny. Yes, I was sad about the blindness, but tell you, sometimes I forgot because the way I move, you know, I forget that I'm blind sometimes.
Yes. Looking back in your mind's eye, do you believe that this is where you should have been, given the situation of the wrong medication and that whatever else that you chose on the other path in terms of the culinary arts, it would not have been as successful as being a massage therapist?
I don't want to question nature and said, why me? Why not me? Because when I look back on my life being a chef and also was attending training to be a nurse, I don't know what type of nurse I would be, but I can say I'm an extraordinary massage therapist.
There are many young women, young girls in particular, who have dreams, great dreams to become successful, but at some point have the doubt, and they don't feel as if they can be as triumphant as they possibly can. What kind of advice would you give to those people to live their dream and get them to where they ought to be?
Sky's the limit. Use your challenges as a stepping stone.
Stand up and get in the race.
I can become the master of my destiny.
Step up your stride, make we work like a harder. Do it like Veronica, more than a supper.
We can rise above the challenges and shine.
Was with passion in your heart. Make a plan and stop all the idling. You think I saw we reach our aging? I can, you can. Like our Olympians, every Jamaican can.
I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. I know I can be what I wanna be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be.
I had a plan for my life. I was going to be a doctor. I was going to be the first in my family to do great things. Then a friend of mine sold me into prostitution. You mash up my life.
Stop human trafficking. It destroys lives. If you or anyone you know has been a victim of human trafficking, call 811 or 1-888-PROTECT. Be wise. Open your eyes. Spot them. Stop them. A message brought to you by the National Task Force Against Trafficking in Persons.
As we observe Child Month, please bear in mind that if you know of a child who is sexually abused, there is a government organization capable of offering assistance. Next, the Victim Services Division.
The issue of sexual assault against women and children, including rape, is a major concern for Jamaica. The government is working hard to not only put away the perpetrators of violence against women and children, but also to provide support to the victims. One organization which offers tremendous support to the victims of sex crimes is the Victim Services Division of the Ministry of Justice. Last year alone, the division provided assistance to more than 13,000 victims.
The government provides this support for victims, and it will provide the support from the day you become a victim of crime. It will follow you through the process. If you have to go to court, it has various innovative approaches that is designed to build your capacity to go through your victimization. The court support, court orientation program of the Victim Services Division is one which has gotten the commendation of police and court officials right across this country. It has several components. Well, even before we actually get into the court, we had a phase where we provided technical capacity building for judges and magistrates across the island, prosecutors, police officers, in understanding the dynamics when a person becomes a victim of a crime. So then there is the working with court, where there's an orientation program which involves us taking particularly children to court before the court day to help them to understand the lay of the land. We actually now provide them with a sense of orientation to understand what it means to be ready for court, and we want to make clear that this is not coaching them or interfering with the evidence and the facts of the case. This is just dealing with the psycho-emotional and the realities from, you know, going to court back and forth. We also realized that a number of children were being victims of sex crime, and it's traumatic. And we felt we needed to bring just these victims into group counseling to be able to deal with some of the issues. We call it an overcomers program.
The Victim Services Division provides support to all, inclusive of free confidential counseling for all ages, no matter the victim's gender or sexual orientation.
It has gotten commendation from victims. We have a 95–96% rating among the persons who we serve.
And this is where the pages close for today. Thank you so much for turning the pages with us. As we go off air, please do stay connected via one of our social media networks. We are just a click away. Until next time, I'm Sandra Clark. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.